I ain't saying nothing. I got in trouble last time.
Oh, it's Monday. I've been so busy. I'm
One of the most hated days of the week, and I'm starting to understand why.
Well, I did head out to actually do some work in the garage today. And then I seen my buckets and I had to pull the old plants out, and then by the time I got around to it, I had to go do an errand. And I never made it I made it inside. I actually went to Ollie's and they had these really cheap lights, that you pull out and they fan out, and they're LED type things. And they're supposed to be like 10 times brighter than a normal light bulb. So I went and got one to see how it looked and put it in the garage. And that's as far as I got in the garage. But it actually did pretty good. So I might go down there and pick me up a couple more of them. Yeah, those things are actually pretty good. I was like, dang, for $2.50, you couldn't go wrong. Because it's like having four lights, because it folds out like this and like that, but the other way around. I thought when I first glanced at it, I thought it was a fan. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I seen it was a light. Because I wired lights, six lights. And no, it's not a professional electrician job, but it's only lights. It's not that I'm not saying electricians don't have it rough or anything. Just the lights, it wasn't that hard to do. I'll put it that way.
See, as a backwoods electrician, huh?
Yeah.
I want one that is motion censored, so I can set a couple of them up beside my driveway. So when people come in, I can see.
I still got, and see that, and here's another one that they sent me to do a review on, and they didn't give me no information on it. These are ones you have to wire up, and these are supposed to be 10,000 lumens or something like that. I don't know how bright a lumen is, but that's what I'm sure. If 101's out there, he knows exactly how bright a lumen is and stuff like that.
Damn, your neighbors would love you, wouldn't they?
Oh, well, it's got one right here, and I guess these ones go this way.
Huh. Now, the one that you said is right here, that's motion detected.
Yeah, the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, I can't. There's probably something to adjust that because I can't move it and I don't want to break it. Yeah, this will fold up, and this is for the motion. They gave me there's a disc and everything, which a DVD. Oh, see, I told you. A lumen is a brightness of a candle.
And you got how many luminas in there?
I think they said 10,000 for the main one, and I'm not sure about the other one. I have to look at it.
Can you imagine lighting 10,000 candles and putting a mirror behind it?
Well, depend on the candle too. It's not food, cats. You can't. I've seen
Hello, Griffin. Good evening, sir.
I've seen some big candles. So
Oh, I have too. I've seen some that was made in what, like a 2.5 gallon bucket,
oh
uh,
yeah.
like that size.
Well, they're well, if you go in a Catholic church, they're, I mean, big and round like this, and
Yeah.
the size of a small tree. Oh, so it's
Okay.
okay. So it's just an estimate, basically.
About like a light year.
Yeah.
Buzz
Well,
Lightyear.
what would be a lumen of a normal car? Not with the fancy headlights, just a normal car.
He says they bull crap. Those are bull.
So 101's truck is probably about 500,000 lumens when it
Shit.
goes down the road. Oh, so 7 or 8 for.
Halogen.
Okay, so 10,000 is probably pretty dang bright.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I said, your neighbors would love you.
I already know they don't like me, so
Yeah,
especially after this whole thing when the lawyer had to get involved in it.
but you hook that light up on the eve of your house and you got it when it comes on, it's shooting in their bedroom window at nighttime. You
No,
know.
that's the other ones.
The time
Yeah,
to put more lights.
yeah, you can get solar ones that are like they're not too bright, but they light up the little area.
Yeah.
So, and you can put those all around the house and they keep charged up, so you don't even have
Wait a
to
minute.
bother with them. Just
Bushcraft, you owe me $1. No, I owe you $1. 101's doing a flashlight review tonight.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I think I got 6 of them, 6 of the solar lights that you don't have to plug in or anything, just screw them to whatever. And I think it was like $20. They're probably up more than that by now, and I got 2 boxes of them, so I put them all around the house and the garage. So anytime something goes around, boop, light goes on. And I even put them around my garden too. So if a deer comes up to try to munch on my cucumbers or something, he gets a bright light in the eye, even though it doesn't do any good. He goes, "Oh, it's daytime again."
Now, see, that's where you need to put up electric fence.
Well, in the city, you can't do those things.
Well,
The guy 2 doors down tried to do that, and he had a solar one, and somebody turned him in for it, and then he went and put a wooden fence all around his garden.
that don't make a lick of sense.
Oh, it's just the way it is. There's always going to be somebody. That's why they came up with the name Karen. Sorry if there's any
Or Ken.
Come on.
They got Karens and Kens out.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's real bad when you call a guy Karen.
You think he's flipping out now? We'll call him Karen.
Oh, yeah.
I need to try that.
It's good as, why does everybody always think my name is Karen?
I've seen those.
But anyways, Oh, we still got a couple more minutes. Say hello to everybody. We got Grace,
Vester.
OP, Vester, Dana B. We got Prepping 101, Regina, Autumn Leaf, Be Charming. Okay, who is this?
Bubble Bibble.
You're getting so good at that. Pat, Pat's still here.
Well, it could be worse. It could be Bubble.
All American Prepper. How are you doing tonight? Well, there has been. We still got a few minutes, so I think it'll be fine. I'll just kind of go over the
kind of easy
parts.
to it.
There has been a lot of, because I still follow quite a few people that deal with shipping, and I'm talking the ships and things, because I get reports of where the canals and stuff, where they let these ships go through and stuff, actually charge to go through. And I know each day I get a report saying how many ships have went through and how many tankers and how many this and that. Well, there's been a lot of talk that a lot of these companies are steering clear of certain areas, and it being the Middle East. And that's where it's going to be touchy talking about this, because it's right now it's a no-no with the YouTube po. But I went ahead and I'm going to bring up the fleet map. See if I can remember how to do this.
Damn, has it been that long?
Well, it's much easier when I'm not the host, because I all I have to do is just find it, and then somebody else has to post it.
Oh, okay.
But as you can see here, we see all these little dots, and it's been a while since I've talked about it. But it's important because we don't do crap here. We send all of our stuff out I'm talking the United States. A lot of even our toilet paper we get from somewhere else, which if you think about it, it could be, but our toilet paper, our lumber, we have a lot of lumber here, but we send it out and we buy cheaper and then sell it to the people here. And that goes, a lot of stuff is like that. But what you're looking at right here, this is the no zone, if you must. And I'll show you. Let me zoom in here.
You see what Golden Whisper 66 posted?
No, I'm not. I can't see anything. I'm on this page.
Well, now Golden Whisper just said that his sister just went on a cruise to Holland, America. They entered the canal, then they had to announce an announcement saying due to unrest, they have to turn around because protesters were throwing things.
Well, there's worse things than the protesters, but I kind of won't talk too much about that, but you can read between the lines. Now let me get to where are we at? It might have moved on me. Oh. Yeah, you see right here, this being the one in question, Israel, right here. Now you notice there is hardly anything over here, which is very odd because it's a major shipping area. But if we zoom way in to here, this is a major port right here where they come through. You see a lot of ships, and there's a difference between the colors of these ships. The red ones are oil tankers, and the green ones are cargo ships. That means they carry all of our stuff from wherever. And right now, there are certain ships being targeted, as you can see here, and this being the Suez. If you get real close, you can see how long a lot of these ships have been sitting here. Which this one doesn't show that unless I click on it, but here you can see a lot of these, and you can see what countries they come from and where they're going. And like I said, there has been a lot of these that have been targeted because of going through this canal system right here, which they charge an arm and a leg to get through those. And a lot of them, if we zoom way out here, like I said, this is a major one, because you either go through this way, which is shortcut, or you go all the way around Africa. And when you get into this area, this is one of the most dangerous pathways you can take, because this is where the majority of the pirates are. That happen all the time. It's just one of those things. But what they're getting at right now, a lot of places are having to go around Africa instead of going through here. And you can see how congested this place is. And if you look up in here, these are all the cargo ships that have been setting because they have no way to get through. They cannot afford to go through the long way here, or the shortcut way.
Now, what are the purple dots?
The purple ones, I think that's just normal vessels.
Okay.
I'm not paying to find out what they are. Well, there are some that there are. I think this one. Yeah, these are selling ships. It depends. It's more like a personal type, and it could be yachts and things like that. But the main ones you pay attention to are the red and the and there's one from United States. And what they're saying, if this continues, let me go ahead and flip this off of here. If this continues, 90% of what we get from everywhere else will stop, because we support Israel. And everyone and their brother is trying to go against Israel and how bad they are for, all that hogwash stuff. But if this comes to light, 90% of our stuff we get from other countries will stop. So you remember during the sickness thing when we shut things down, meaning ports, because they got too full.
Yeah.
When they shut down for a week, it empties shelves in the stores. So if that's it, if that continues, we're going to see this again, but a much, much bigger scale. I mean, really big scale. You won't see, anything in the stores. You won't see the little knickknack things and wood, tools, appliances. Nothing will be here unless we make it here. And how much stuff do we actually make here, and how much stuff do we make here with the stuff that comes from here, the materials.
But
It's not that much. It really isn't.
but here in the States, we've got the knowledge, the know-how, and everything to make all this stuff. But yet,
Oh yeah.
our higher sources are not letting us do it.
No,
And
it's the people that want that money. They get it from somewhere cheaper and bring it in.
well, that's true.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
it's just like the stuff, even if we know how to make it and everything, where does the material come from to make it? It comes from other countries, which some of that is fine. There are some things that we don't have here, and we trade. That's what the whole trade thing was. We buy it from them and they buy stuff from us. But we went way past that and rely on other countries for everything. Look at the medicine. That's that there are 740 something ships that deliver medical stuff, um, prescriptions and stuff that are still being held up at their original ports because they can't get through where they're supposed to be going through. They either go all the way around or go the opposite direction and go halfway across the world just to get to their ports.
well, I've said this time a while back ago, and other creators have also said the same thing. But if you are diabetic, if you are diabetic or you got health problems, I would encourage each and every person to go ahead and stock up what you can. And I know insurance, some of these medicines are out godly rages.
Oh yeah.
I've got a couple myself. There's no way I can afford out of the pocket
Well,
on.
look at those EpiPens,
Yeah, I'm not even going to tell you what mine cost.
or yeah, insulin.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The
Yeah.
insulin pens and the EpiPens are running damn near neck and neck. Okay.
Mm,
Uh, but if you can, go ahead, go outside of your insurance, buy straight out of the pocket. Some of it ain't that bad. But
well, be careful where you're going with
yeah,
this.
well, I'm just telling everybody to stock up.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to get across.
Yeah.
And yes, you do have to read in between the lines on a bunch of things.
Yeah.
That,
That's
uh,
why.
on kind of YouTube 5.0.
Yeah. And ways you can um well, ways you can eat better so that you don't have to take certain things.
I myself has talked to the doctor each time I get a new one about pulling me off, and they say the same thing. It's like they got a card that they read from. But they won't pull me off of nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Like,
you can't talk about that.
I know.
I'm trying to. I want to say stuff, but I can't.
Yeah, trust me, I know. I know. You know, and that's where reading in between the lines come in.
Yeah, if you don't take the candy they give you, the first 2 weeks or a month is the hardest part because it's your body's winging off of that.
Mm-hmm. And
not saying it's better after that, but depending on what it is.
But there is some medicines you cannot just stop taking.
Yeah.
You have to wean yourself off of. And with that being said, which is probably a little bit too much, I'm going to leave it alone at that.
Yeah. They had me on that certain candy, and they wanted me to switch, and they said, you can't just stop because this stuff is so bad that if you cold turkey it, it's worse than
not taking it.
Well, it's worse than taking a lot of it at one time. It has the opposite reaction, and it makes it 10 times worse.
Yeah.
So I had to go from 1 to a half, and throughout a whole month to wing off of this candy. And that's a shame that they have that stuff, that they have you take this stuff if it's so bad. What happens if it just stops coming all one, like what's happening now? The ships are sitting in port because they don't have the gas to go all the way around to where they're supposed to go. So they have to either wait or try to get through certain places.
Well, now, let me say this right here. I've come to a conclusion, and I've heard a lot of people talk, okay? When shift finally does hit, and diabetics and other people like that cannot get their medicine.
Well, they're actually saying it's already here.
Well, now, wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
They're saying people like myself will be the first ones to, let's say, cross over, okay? Yeah. Which I'm prepared for that, okay? I'm always, but can you imagine just how many people that's going to be? I mean, it's not like a couple of hundred or 100,000. There's going to be more.
Oh yeah. And when you bring this up, they had the celebration canceled, or somewhat of a celebration canceled because of threats of stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm trying to get out is this is the third day this has happened. This is through the weekend. It started Friday, and Sunday or Saturday and Sunday, and then this will be the fourth day, actually. Well, it is the third day. It'll be the fourth day tomorrow.
Well, get up with somebody. I mean, if you're having health problems now, go ahead. Yeah, damn, I can't say that either. Not on your channel.
It may be time to start thinking of alternative ways to get candy.
Okay, I'm glad you said it that way
I
because
I know that's what you were getting at, because that's what
yeah,
I've been trying to get across.
yeah.
That if Ark is here, Ark Wildman, I don't know if he's here or not. He has all kinds of candy that he makes for different things, and I think that's what I'm gonna call it now. Is candy. And
Well, now our wild man, he, he may be from Arkansas, or that man is nowhere near being illiterate. That's one of the smartest men I know of
oh yeah,
when it
yeah,
comes to something like this. And for y'all or for whoever has not checked out his channel, please, I encourage you, go check out at least 3 on
yeah,
there.
yeah. I'm gonna try and make a tea, and it's just a tea, but I'll list the benefits of the tea.
Well, now, from what I understand, black tea is supposed to be the best tea that you can drink.
Well, it depends what your
Well,
each tea
yeah,
has their own purpose.
black tea and green tea are the 2 best, depending on what your body's telling you. Okay, I'll leave.
Yeah,
Man, I hate this damn shit where you got a talking code. You know,
yeah.
it ain't like it used to be. What, 5 years ago?
Oh, they used to be pretty strict, but not as bad as
What they are
certain,
now?
yeah, certain things that you talk about.
Yeah,
And the medical stuff is a major no, which
Miss.
which I can understand, because there are a lot of people out there that talk stuff that they hear from someone else, and that's why I don't give any medical information out at all, because
Mr. Cheddar Pepper Prepper. God, I said it right. Green tea is an alkaline. Black tea is an acid. Coffee is an acid.
yeah, I make my own. Uh,
Talking spirit animal, you lost me.
huh?
Oh,
And all it is the main 2 parts is flowers, rose hip and hibiscus, however you want to say it.
now wait a minute. It seems like to me that there are certain people who is allergic to flour. Okay, now I may be wrong with that, but
Well, it's not the flower; it's the pollen of the flower.
okay. So let's say the people who is allergic to flour, could they go with a hibiscus flower and what you're talking about with no problem?
Are you saying flour as in the stuff you bake bread with, or flour as a rose thing?
That you bake with.
Oh, yeah, that's a totally different thing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. But there are alternatives to flour that you could use. You could grind up dehydrated pumpkins and bake bread with it.
Now,
There's there's a lot of alternatives. There's coconut. There's just tons of different.
you know, I know a lot of people don't like this website, but I've ordered some stuff off of this and has been fairly well satisfied. I tried over the weekend to get I can't think of the name of it, a sausage grinder. We put your meat in it. You know, you turn it and you make sausage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I went to Temu. Okay, every damn one of them they had on there was sold out.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that right there, it tells me, prepare.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they actually have warehouses over here. They have one in New York, and they actually have one in California that they stock up
Right.
with a lot of stuff. It's basically Amazon, but
Yeah.
but it does come from China and other places. But they bring it over and store it in these places.
Well, see, the type I want and are hand cranks. I don't want nothing electric
Yeah.
because if you buy an electric and the power goes out, what good is it? Might
Well,
as
you
well
pull
just
the
go.
motor off and put a crank on it.
Well, yeah. And if you can, yeah, just put a crank on.
Yeah.
Let's leave it alone at that. But until then, I'll fix it to where I can hook up a cordless drill to it.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but
And you
for
can recharge
everyone,
those.
oh yeah,
Because they're real easy to charge. All you have to do is know which one's positive and which one's negative, and you can hook a solar panel right up to it.
exactly.
Um,
But, I mean, the point of every one I ordered, and I think I tried to order what I'm gonna say 5 different ones. I'm pretty sure there was more on there, but all 5 that I ordered when I went to checkout, I'm sorry, it's not in stock.
oh yeah, if you're going to order something, you have to order right then and there because they sell out so fast of everything.
Yeah.
Um, I'm still waiting to do another unboxing for knives.
Now, the ones that I was looking at was around $13, give or take a dollar or two, and which I've gone up on Amazon and seen them 50, 60, up to $100 for the exact same ones.
Yeah.
And then I got to strolling a little bit further, and they had the knives with it, the complete set of knives. So I thought, well, you know, I've heard other creators talk about, you know, knives not coming with it. So I went and ordered me a thing of those. They're out of stock.
Yeah,
So,
that could be that they just ran out of stuff in them
warehouses.
yeah, the warehouses, and they can't get anything over.
Well, see,
Now
that's what
the thing is, with China, they got a straight shot across the ocean, Pacific, but everybody else, they have to, they have to go the long way, and there's certain times of the year that is better than to go through, and
well,
worse.
when you look at it like this, we got winter coming in. Okay. And I can understand why they're being sold out so quick because, and I hate to say it like this, but I don't know of any other way to say it gracefully. Slaughter season is coming in real quick.
Oh yeah.
Good morning, or do you mean that it is a good morning whether I want it
Well,
or not?
you watch the same people
Yeah.
I do, and did you watch her
With the chicken.
no, she was showing all of her stuff in the basement or the cellar.
Yeah, I saw that today, and I got to thinking she don't have that much. Not as much as I thought that she would have.
Well, most of that stuff she did last year and the year before because she had too much. And did you hear what she says? They produce 80% of their own food.
Yeah, they do. I think the only thing that they go and buy would be like sugar and flour, but they're getting to the point that where they're going to start doing their own flour and cornmeal. I think here, next year they said.
Well, their sugar too, because they just did the
syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find their
What
video
year?
real quick.
I can't even think of the name of it. But yeah, they got more out of it than what they thought they would get out of that little batch. But yet it was 8, maybe 9 pints that they got, which really is not much, But you have got to see the video of what they chopped down and everything.
Yeah, it's a 3-part
mini-series.
Yeah, 3-part 3 episodes in it.
Yeah. But they wasn't expecting to get 2 quarts out of it, and they got like 8, 9 pints out of it.
I think they said
sugar, something to do with sugar cane, liquid, the syrup.
Sorghum.
Yeah, sorghum.
And I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how they say it down there. Because that's the second person I've heard say it that way.
Sorghum syrup.
Yeah. Which is a cane sugar.
Yeah. And you can also make other stuff out of it too that is better tasting. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, it's basically molasses.
Yeah.
When you cook it down, that's what they're making with it. But there's other ways you can make sweeteners and stuff with it.
Yeah. Now in this video, she says that's how they plan their garden for that year, depending on what they're gonna or what they have eaten the year before.
Yeah.
And
that's the same way I when I did beans. One year I would do beans. The next year I would put something else in because I had enough beans to last me 2 years.
Exactly.
And why grow more beans?
And some of them green beans you're looking at, I think she said they dated back 2 years ago. Now I may be wrong with that.
Yeah. And
hello, Sharon Mercer.
I plan on getting them on the show here, but they are busy. It's a busy time for them. But anyways, let me go ahead and play it.
Hello, it's Megan. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. So, by popular demand, I've had a lot of people ask for a pantry tour. So, that's what we're going to do today. And y'all may be wondering where in the world I'm at. So, we have a dirt basement below our house that Andy's grandpa dug when he built this house. So, we were blessed with our very own root cellar. No matter what time of year it is, it's cool down here in the summer and it's warm down here in the winter. So it stays about the same temperature all the time. This is where I like to put most of my has appeared. I'll show you that I don't keep down here. But
hello,
for those of you that may be new to the channel, we do raise about 80 to 90% of our own food. Everything you're going to see today, we raised here on the farm. Nothing come from a store. It all come from right here, even down to the lumber that these shelves are made out of. Andy sawed from logs here on our farm with his sawmill. So let's get this show on the road. The first thing that I'm going to show you is what I don't keep down here. These are my jellies that I made this year. And don't ask me why I used to keep these down here, but they do not keep very well down here. So I brought them just to show you because I do keep them up in my cabinet in the house. But that's my muscadine jelly, strawberry jelly, peach preserves, and blackberry jelly. So I've probably got, of each one of those, I've probably got 20 jars roughly a piece. Now, we don't eat that much jelly. A lot of that will be Christmas presents. So I'd like to try to think ahead of time. Also, I want to apologize for the lighting down here. This is not what people would consider aesthetically pleasing. It's nothing fancy. We are in a dirt hole, and there's very little lighting down here, and it's very dark, which is ideal for keeping canned food, potatoes and things like that. So I apologize for the lighting ahead of time. So y'all have heard me say in previous videos that I have plenty of canned green beans. So with this shelf, each row you see is about 6 jars deep of quarts. These are green beans, and down here are more green beans. And you can see there that I do. That's why I did not can many this year. What I do is I kind of come down here and take an inventory before we start planting garden to see what I need a lot of and what I don't need a lot of. And canned green beans, we are not lacking on. So all these are different varieties. I like to write if it's something different than what we normally do, like these are Kentucky Blue Wonders. I always label my jars with the year and sometimes what they are. So that's all my green beans. And then we come on down here to my pickle section. This is my pickles. So we got a variety of dill pickles and sweet 14-day pickles here. And I do have a video for the 14-day pickles that I made last year because I didn't make any this year. I had plenty left. And actually, the older these things get, the better they get. Dill pickles, not so much, but the sweet pickles, yes. So these are Jacob and Andy's favorite. And if you hadn't seen that video on how I make these super simple dill pickles, y'all be sure to check that out. But they like the little whole pickles for the most part. And these are what some people call 14-day pickles or icicle pickles. Just depends on who you're talking to. So that's what those are.
They're good too.
Now, we're going to come on down here while we're on this section here. This is my bean section here and here. So it's kind of like my own grocery store, y'all. I come down here and I go shopping for what we're going to have for supper that night. So we do have October beans. You can see those siphoned some. If you saw that video, it happens sometimes with beans. Those won't hurt anything. I'll just have to add more water to them when I cook them. But October beans. Then I've got some pink-eyed purple hull peas there. Over here, I've got my canned corn. I didn't can any corn this year because I canned a lot last year. But these are two different varieties here. As you can tell by the way the corn looks, this is what they call candy corn, and this is peaches and cream corn. We really enjoyed the peaches and cream as far as canned corn. This texture got a little weird on the candy corn. And then this right here is corn that we're still eating on.
Okay, there's some questions in chat and stuff. You don't store after your jar is sealed, after 24 hours or whatever, you take the rims off. They don't have to be on there. There are some people that actually will stack, and I don't suggest doing that, but you can't. They say you can stack on top of the rims, but yes, and like Susie said, they will get rusty. Because they're not like stainless steel or anything like that. They're just plain metal. The most important part is that seal and the underbelly of that lid. So if you have a lid or a ring around there, if there was moisture or anything, it's going to rust right there. And then you have fun taking those off and things like that. Well,
now, not only that, it would give it a false seal too. Because there is a chance that after you can it, let's say a week, the seal could pop and reseal again if the rings is on it.
Yeah. And if, like he said, because you only finger tight, but there are sometimes they actually tighten a lot tighter than that. Well, most of the time they're really loose when they cool down, but sometimes they do tighten down. If you don't remove that, then how do you know if you take that off? How do you know that didn't
reseal,
pop and then seal again from what leaked out. So that's probably the main reason you don't put lids on or rings.
Yeah. Well, the same reason for not stacking on top of one another either.
Yeah.
The same thing can happen.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been told you can if you put the rings, you don't tighten them down, but you loosen them and then you put something on top of it. And then I wouldn't do that, but they say you can. I've never done it, but you have to get somebody that's actually done that and never had issues before I would actually do it, one of those type of things. And I'm going to go ahead and yes, that cellar was hand dug by her
Grandfather.
Grandfather's grandfather. I think she said her father's grandfather.
Her great grandfather.
Yeah, something like it. Had been a long time.
It's at the beginning of the clip.
Yeah. Let's go to see if I can find it. And she talks about the tomatoes.
It's actually last year's. I've got a couple of jars left from last year of my, whatever you want to call it, marinara sauce, spaghetti sauce. But that's kind of my little section of that there. So more beans down here. These right here are squash and zucchini pickles. They are absolutely delicious. I didn't make any this year. These are from last year because I didn't need any. I've got like 4 jars left. So I'll probably be making some more of them next year. But really good way to preserve your abundance of squash and zucchini is those pickles right there. If we come on over, these are canned ribs, canned pork ribs. We enjoy canned ribs because we like them falling off the bone more or less than gnawing on a bone. When you can them, they, don't take up room in my freezer. And plus, all I got to do, y'all, they're cooked. All I got to do is warm them up, put some barbecue sauce on them, and we are ready to go. So we really enjoy canned ribs. I usually put up quite a few of them every year. There's more spaghetti sauce. This right here is a canned tenderloin. So, I say tenderloin, it's canned pork. We like to can the ends off the tenderloin when we're trimming them up from our pigs. And then any like leftover chunk meat that we get a hold of from the pigs. Can it like that. Makes the best tacos you ever eat. Well,
she said that she canned that tenderloin from her pigs.
Well, no.
It's got a much better taste than store-bought tenderloin.
Oh, yeah. They have cows, they have pigs, chickens, the whole 9 yards. But it's not the tenderloins, it's the end of the tenderloins.
Yeah.
And that's usually gets put in grinders and stuff, but it's really good.
Tenderloins and eggs, you can't go unless it's bacon. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, and the one thing that if you go to her channel, she has videos on how she does her lard, where she cans her lard.
Yep.
And it's her. She uses her own from her own pigs, but she tells you how to go to the store and ask for a certain type of the fat.
Now, she got a couple of cans that or a couple of jars of lard that she canned up on this clip right here.
Yeah, it's at the top of. She keeps it at the top. Let me see. Yeah, right there it is.
Yeah,
great lard every year from the pigs, and I usually just keep it up on the top shelf.
Oh, there's that syrup right there.
Yeah, sorghum syrup.
Yeah.
Off here, but that's what's up here. A few leftover jars of molasses that wouldn't fit on my shelf, where I'll show you in just a second. But yeah, that's my lard. So next up here is kind of our, well, it used to be the fruit section, but I've kind of changed it up a little bit. But I've got some canned peaches. Those are from last year. That's one of the things we have found out we prefer frozen peaches versus canned peaches. So I did not can any this year. I froze all the peaches. Now that is one thing we didn't get off our farm this year because the frost got our peach tree. So the peaches that I froze actually came from a local orchard. Next we have tomato soup. That one's only about half full. That was my fault. But I love homemade tomato soup. If you've never had it, if you've never made your own, it is so good. And it's supposed to be this color because you cook it and cook it and cook it and cook it. It's got a lot of seasonings in it. Really good on a cold day. And also a good Christmas present. So next we have salsa. I made a ton of salsa this year for Christmas presents and because Jacob has got on this salsa eating kick. And so I made, I don't know, several pints. Let's see, 1, 2. So these are about 7 or 8 deep with the pints. So if that just tells you how much is there. But like I said, I also give that as a Christmas present too. We have more apples here.
Good idea though.
These are kind of questionable. I ain't decided what I'm gonna do with them. Those are a couple of them pushed through the top because I put too many in.
And the whole thing with the Christmas, that used to be a thing, you know.
It wasn't Gil boys that was bought, was canned stuff given.
Yeah. You go over somebody's house and you bring them a can of beets or something. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh wow, thank you. And that was something good, you know. That was something that and a lot of people nowadays would turn their nose up at something that came in a jar like that.
Yeah.
What am I doing with this? But you sit there and think these people planted that, whatever it is, say tomato, and they raised it, harvested it, sat in the kitchen for hours, because I know how that is, because I did this year. Sitting there for hours making tomato soup or spaghetti sauce or whatever, and then canning it and then putting it in a jar and all that stuff. And that's a lot of time and effort. That you can almost say that was like 6 to 8 months worth of
canning
of their time that they put into that can, and they're giving it to you. That used to be a major thing. That was
labor of love.
Yeah. And you don't see that anymore. You very seldom see that.
Well, see, that's one thing I would like to try and can is tomato soup.
Yeah. Me and you've been sitting there watching, and because of what they put flour in it and stuff. She does the same thing too.
She does?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's 3 different people, you know, doing the same thing. So therefore they're still eating it. So that tells me it's got to be good.
Yeah. I think next year I'm because I'm not going to need spaghetti sauce or anything like that. I might do salsa, but I think I'm going to plant the same tomatoes I did last year to just make tomato soup, and I'm going to try it.
I have canned chicken noodle soup without the noodles, you know.
Oh yeah.
Broth. I've done that, but still, you know, you've got to break down, and you either bake your own noodles or you go to the store and buy your noodles and pour in there, you know.
Or you get Bigfoot to make noodles for you.
I can do that.
I heard Bigfoot's really good at making noodles.
Well, you know, there ain't too many people going to argue with a Bigfoot. Maybe a fairy here and there, but
I think this. No, she's almost getting to it.
Place. I've got tomato
Oh,
juice
no,
down here
she
on the end.
passed it.
Drain it. Add your little spoonful of mayonnaise.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Not this year.
Here it
Then
is.
this is my canned slaw.
Yeah.
Viewer actually sent me this recipe, and I tried it. All you do is open this up, drain it, add your little spoonful of mayonnaise, some salt and pepper, and you've got slaw. And it is so good.
I've been wanting to
So
try
I'll be
that.
sure to link that video.
Yeah, that's and I seen that, and I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I
Well,
mean,
see,
'cause
she's
the-
about seeing a third person I've seen do that.
yeah,
And Alton Leaf wants to know what the name of her channel is.
oh, I always forget the name of it.
Yeah, that and the other one.
True Grit Appalachian Ways. And
Yeah.
I went ahead and I think Lake posted the link too. I'll go and post a link to their channel real quick.
But now she's good. You've got to get by the accent that she's got, you know. But you listen.
Hers is not so bad though.
No, it's not as bad as Appalachian.
Yeah. And like I said, I plan to have them on the channel because I mean they talk about things that I've talked about, like having your kids involved in that their kid goes and mows the grass and doesn't have to be told to do it or anything. They're both their kids are out there in the garden. They're doing work and everything. And there's never no, oh, I didn't want to do this. No, you know, all that stuff that you would normally hear.
They don't do it.
They just do what
they're told without no lip.
And they even say they would have a really hard time without the help of their kids.
Mm-hmm.
How many parents say that?
Not many say that. But you see, I've got an ace up my sleeve on this one. They've got their own business in the same town that they live in.
Yeah.
And I can go up there and talk to them.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only ace up my sleeve that I have. And I have seriously thought about doing that. Going up. I mean, and I think once a month, I don't know what days it is, but they have a talk show, you know, like we have.
Yeah, when they try to. That's what and that's what they're so busy right now. And you see these videos of them making this and that, and then they got hogs coming up,
and chickens and cattle and so forth like that, you know.
And when they do their videos, they're just showing you what they're already doing. That is at nighttime. You see the sun going down, and they said, well, because how many chickens was it? 49 or
like that. I mean, it was for people like me and you, it's a hell of a lot. Yeah. But for a farm like that ain't even a drop in the bucket what they eat in a year's time.
Oh yeah.
You know, but they can it. I don't know if they do any freezing or not with their chicken.
They actually sell them.
Okay.
I think it was a lot more than what I thought it was. I'll have to go back there and check, but and that's the thing there. They get questions. Well, what does your kids think about you doing this in front of them? You know, the chicken part. And they said, They don't care. They know that's where the food comes from.
Well,
how many people know where their food comes from?
not
Seriously.
yeah. I'm gonna say this and be safe about it. I'm gonna say 90% of city youngins have no idea. All they know is it comes from a grocery store. That's it. They
Yeah.
don't know where the grocery stores gets it. But now county youngins, country, or I hate to say it like this, but well, no, I'm not going to say it. Let's say Southern people, they know where their food comes from. They know how to get it, if need be, like that. It's just, I don't want to say it and sound like I'm being an ass about it, but
Well, there's places up north that does that too.
well, I'm mainly talking about city people. You like New York City,
Yeah.
Chicago, like that. They don't
Look
know.
at vineyard chicks. They're the same way.
Yeah, they are.
And they're real busy right now too.
Now I know I've been told this a time or two, but what state are they in?
Same as 101.
Oh, I thought it was the same state you are. Okay.
Well, close enough, but yeah.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah, if I ever go up there, I've got like probably about 18 people I'd have to go and visit if I ever go to Michigan.
Well, you made a statement that I have thought about quite a few times. If I had the money and the means to travel, there's a bunch of people that I've met here on YouTube. I would love to go see,
Yeah, and that's the thing. If I go to a state, I know there's people in that state that I would want to meet, like Arkansas. There are a lot of people in Arkansas that I know that I would go and visit. And all I would do is just, call them up, and more than likely they said, yeah, because wouldn't it be fun to go hang out with Ark Wildman?
Hey, I'll tell you what, I bet you I could learn a lot from that man right there.
Yeah.
But then again, practically everybody I know on here and I consider a friend, I can learn something from that person.
I would make sure I have to go visit White Rock Homestead too.
Yeah.
Up on the ridge. That's why I said there's a lot of people in Arkansas.
It would take you 2 years to visit everybody, and I bet you wouldn't visit everybody within that 2 years.
Oh no, yeah.
But it's like I said, the people I call friends, on here, there's not that many. Now I know a lot of people on here. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah, that's actually a good tip. Tinsel is because they will actually eat that because it's that plastic. They have to eat. It's something about chewing on plastic.
Yeah, well, I know a dog who ate one, and its owner had to, let's say, pull it out.
From which end?
The southbound end.
Oh no!
I think a couple of times of doing that, he started putting the stuff up to where his dog couldn't get it. And boxer, that's what he had.
Yeah, I've seen glittery turds before.
A day's wage for 22 pounds of flour. probably here for poor folks on minimum day wage is 204 pesos. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not familiar with pesos.
Yeah, Mexico.
Yeah. Okay. Is that where he's from?
Yeah.
Who was it? Joe, I'm sorry. I won't be visiting you.
No, there are some very nice places in Mexico, though.
Yeah, but you got to go through the rough spots to get to the good spots.
Well, yeah, kind of, because they're right along the border.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are some really nice small towns and things.
I'm not going to say no, but then again, the United States, we've got some really rough spots here.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's true. And she just had a birthday too. She just turned 29.
Damn, she's still a youngin'.
Yeah.
She's behind the ears. Okay, 18.
18. Is it 18? Wow, that's changed a lot.
$1.
Ooh.
Damn.
I remember it in the 50s, not the year 50, but 50 pesos for like $1. Because we used to go down and buy those ponchos and blankets, and if you use money, you could get double the amount.
Yeah.
Or you use American money, you would get double the amount.
What? I would put North Carolina in on that also. It's rough there too, North Carolina. I'll be back in a second.
Oh, I would love to go visit Phoenix and go around. I probably wouldn't go around my old stomping grounds because it's probably pretty bad by now. But there are some places I would like to see, because I go look at the Google Maps and I'm like, that used to be desert and there's like houses and businesses in there. Like, it's grown so much since I was there. Yeah, these cats aren't too bad with the tree. Like last year, I didn't bother with the tree, but the year before they were ornery then, and they didn't bother with the tree too much. They went up and hit the decorations every once in a while, but they didn't jump up in the tree. We did have one few years ago that did. He would climb up inside the tree and just sit there and wait for somebody to go by and then jump at him, and then the tree would fall down. I don't know. I've still see pictures of the old houses that they have the X's and things on them and stuff like that. Hold on a minute. Yeah, but as far as the rest of it, I don't know. They really don't talk about it too much. So, oh, is it still bad, B? Yeah, the ones I seen, you can still see what's left of the houses with the spray painted numbers and stuff on them that people had passed in those houses. There he is. Hey, 101.
Evening.
How are you doing?
Oh, it's a Monday. Although today didn't go too bad, considering everything that's been going on.
Yeah, I was watching somebody's live earlier. This was Twitch though. There were people in chat complaining and this and that, and he was saying, if it keeps up, he's just going to shut the stream down and go watch TV. He says,
Yeah.
I don't. It's too bad. Everybody was complaining because people, it's.
Yeah.
Well, good evening, 101.
Evening, Jeff.
Long time no see, dude.
Oh, bullshit.
And that's like what I was talking about the other day is there are people, and we know there are people out there that we hear in chat and stuff. All they do is watch the news and watch anything that do with the news and stuff. And that's all they do all day long. And it's like
I couldn't do it.
That's your life. You're letting slip between your fingers instead of going out looking at the stars or watching a bird or having fun with loved ones or whatever.
Well,
Even if you watch news and you see what's happening, you can't change it. So,
well, for me, a lot of it is I want to go out and do shit, but I go to make plans with people, and oh well, they got this, that, and the other thing, or they just don't want to because that's the way society is just gone.
ew, I don't want to be next to somebody.
Right. I don't want to interact with you in person. Fucking weird ass fuckers.
You can. It's really weird. You'll carry on conversations with somebody, and then, with the cell phone or online, and it's when you're go out to want to go do something, go fishing or whatever. It's like, I don't know.
It's like who are you?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, and that's sad. That's the way it's, and it's getting more and more like that. It's
don't remind me.
Everything's delivered to your house, and you don't have to leave. You can get a job online now, so you can just stay in your house and never open the door except for to pick your food up off the doormat.
Now, wait a minute. What Life said he's available for a date this Friday or Saturday. Okay, should we have a auction starting out at $100?
There you go. 101. They need some help down there. If you
What did I miss? Sorry, I'm kind of.
they got plenty of work.
Make. Oh. No, I'm good.
And they're already they were from Michigan.
I did my charity work yesterday.
They were smart enough to get out of Michigan.
What are you trying to say?
I think he's saying get the hell out of Michigan.
Yeah, gee, I wonder what.
Detroit.
Yeah, but there's Michigan, and then there's Detroit.
Yeah.
Two different things. Detroit might as well be its own state. So yesterday, you know how Burger King is closing, right? Why are you laughing?
Hell, I thought Burger King's been closed.
Well, either way, they're closing a bunch of their stores here in Michigan. And yesterday, a friend of the family, I guess, is opening up a kind of a daycare for kids with cancer kind of thing. I don't know. Either way, the post went out on Facebook, and Burger King donated the play place, that the kids used to play on when you go there. And they needed volunteers to take this damn thing apart, right? Well, I was going to build a deck with a friend from work, but he was sick, so I had all my tools in the truck. And my mom calls me up and tells me about this shit. So I go over there to the Burger King. I show up with, toolboxes stacked on top of each other. And I'm like, I'm here to help. What do you need? And they're like, everything. And I'm like, well, I have everything. I had 2 impact drivers, 2 sawzalls, a hammer drill. I mean, a jigsaw, everything. Every bit you could imagine. And anyway.
Did you bring a flashlight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really? You have to ask that? I brought 3. The one in my pocket, the one in the toolbox, and then
one in your truck.
Yeah, probably somewhere. Anyway, so we start ripping that apart. I gave out about 3.5 hours in, and I said, I'm done for the day, and I went home because this was just charity work. I didn't have to stay.
Yeah.
And they got it done that day because of my help and all that. They were really appreciative of it. And so now there's a bunch of kids with cancer that have a play place. And let me tell you this. They make those things to the point where they don't come apart. They put them together, and they don't expect that thing to ever come apart ever again.
Yeah, they have some weird bits that you have to take those out.
Well, these were just Allen wrenches.
Oh, were they? Oh,
yeah, so I put an Allen wrench bit in, and it was just a bunch of set screws. But either way, I walk in there, and they're trying to use a T30 in an Allen wrench head, and it's not working. I'm like, dude, are you not? You got a screw loose? No pun intended. But anyway, it was a shit show. So you had to take the horizontal bars out of the vertical bars to take the vertical bars out of the floor, because the horizontal bars are all one piece, as is the vertical bars. So this framing you ever play the old board game Traffic Jam? You know what I'm talking about? It's a board game called Traffic Jam.
No.
Well, okay. It's that type of instance where you have to move one piece to get to another piece. You ever play with those puzzles that you get from Cracker Barrel? That's the numbers 1 through 9, and you try to
jump over the things.
No.
No, these you slide, like get them in order.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to slide them to get them in order.
The picture puzzles.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was like that. You had to move the slide to get to the bar, to get to the screw, and you couldn't take it all apart in sections. You had to go over here and take that off to take this off. And
so you was working on a Japanese car.
Sure.
More or less.
But yes, that was what it was like. And that's what my day yesterday consisted of. And then this morning, I ordered a flashlight.
Of course.
But that's typical me.
Wait a minute, was it a flashlight or was it a beam light?
It was that time of the month for 101.
Excuse me, what? Hold up. No, it's called wintertime. It's dark at 5 o'clock.
Could you, the one you bought, could you eliminate or illuminate the moon with it from here on Earth?
No.
Damn,
but go ahead, Jeff.
I am surprised it was not that bright.
It's brighter than I expected. Let me put it that way, and you'll find out which one it is here. Come
How
my
many
stream.
lumens is it?
How many lumens is it?
Yeah.
They're claiming 55. And you're like, what? That's not a lot. Well,
55,000 or 5,500 or just
no,
55?
Just 55.
Oh, wow.
It's a utility light. Let me put it that way. It's not nothing fancy. Well, it is fancy, but it's not. It's nothing it doesn't need to be. Let me put it that way. So I had the
something like that size.
no, it's smaller actually.
Smaller than that.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if
AA.
you see it behind me.
I don't think you'll guess what it is. I can see it, but it's the green screen screwing up with it.
Yeah.
It's claiming 55 lumens, but in the dark, it seems like it's way more than that.
Yeah.
Reuben D says he met all of his wives in traffic jams.
Well,
You need to stay away from them.
I paid, what? $60 for this light?
Damn.
Which, once you see it and what it is, I don't think it'll be a kind of that reaction, Jeff. It'll be, well, that's nice. It's considering the standard price of it is about 140. So
I got
140.
Yes.
Is it an old light?
No.
Oh, those are the most expensive ones I know. And they actually wanted me to do a review on one of their flashlights and give them away. And stuff. Yeah.
Really? And you didn't take them up on it?
I'm sorry, but them things are way expensive.
Oh yeah, I have a S1A baton. I got it for $50 way back when they first came out. They had a Christmas special and going on Amazon.
They may be good lights and all, but it's hard for me to sell people to go buy a flashlight that costs over $100 for a little thing like that.
Oh no. The S1A baton was only $50 back in the day. This was when Olight was first getting their
real
start.
expensive.
Nowadays
and their whole little charge thing to where you just pop.
Oh God, I hate that thing.
And
just give me the screw cap and a AA, man.
I agree with what Dana B says. Better be 14 karat gold.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I didn't want to go and do the whole the review on it, and I'd feel bad if somebody go spend all that money for a flashlight. When I went to Walmart and got a flashlight the same size for $5 in the clearance section.
Well, see, okay, you're not into lights like I am.
I was gonna say, if I was somebody like that had a bunch of flashlights, they probably
like okay.
Google all over the flashlight, but
the big old Maglite D cells I got.
Yeah.
The 3D cell ones. I paid what, $50 for this? And that was 6 months ago when I bought mine brand new. Oh God. Well, no, it was longer than 6 months. Either way, a couple years ago, brand new, $50-$60. And then I still got my grandpa's that I refurbished with the lens and the button and all that. What? No, I'm not the Lord of the Flashlights.
I don't know. A lot of people disagree with you on that one.
Here, let me.
I did find one of those flashlights that took the square battery that you had to screw
I have
on
a
the
couple
top.
of those.
But I don't know. I was going to message you and ask you if they even sold those batteries anymore.
Oh yeah, I got a couple if you want them. I'm not using them.
No, I never did. I never bought it. It was,
I use them.
okay.
I don't use the 6 volts for necessarily the flashlights. They're good for fire starting. You just keep the caps on them, and then if you want, just take steel wool, touch it to the English. I can't speak tonight.
I wonder if there's anybody in chat that would even know what this was.
What?
They're a lantern that went on top of your hat, or it was a hat that had fuel in it. That's what
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's what they used in coal mining days.
Oxyacetylene torch.
My
Like-
grandpa had, and we used to go out looking for night crawlers with these things on our head.
Oh my God, you fucking crazy fuck.
And it was normal though.
You go coon hunting with them.
Yeah, you could smell this on your head.
Yeah.
Oh God, it smells like rotten eggs, don't it?
Yep.
So what they do is they take sulfur and you drip water into it, and the water and the sulfur mix with that and create a gas called oxyacetylene.
Mhm.
Oxyacetylene becomes flammable, and then it'll seep up through that little pinhole with the wick. You light the wick, and it will burn the gas. And just pray that you don't have any barometric pressure changes above 15 psi, because that's when that shit explodes.
Yeah, and the thing is, he didn't light it with a lighter or anything. He'd flint and steel.
Either way, it's going to do the same
set
thing.
those down. Well, he actually lit mine on my head.
Oh,
like this.
You
he would hit that spark right up in there, and it would light up.
Well, yeah, because you're lighting a gas, not a. You don't have to be precise when you're dealing
Oh
with the
yeah,
gas.
you just have to shoot it towards it.
Yeah.
He would sit down and do that. He didn't have. There was no Bic lighters or anything like that.
Ruben D says Dungeons and Flashlights.
That'll work. Let me bring up what
Video
I bought.
Chicks has to go do the sound check.
Let me bring up what I brought. I cannot speak tonight. Why? English.
Well, I hope
blood's kicking in.
Something is going on with the microphones. I don't know if it's what I'm hearing causing my speech to go weird tonight or what, but
oh, there she is down there. Grape Jams, I hope you feel good, feel better. Sorry you don't feel good.
So
hey, eat some of your pickled beets, that'll help.
I have it backstage there, Bushcraft.
What pickled
so
beets?
This is what I bought.
The hell?
It's a Streamlight Sidewinder.
Does it drive?
Yeah,
What?
no shit.
It kind of looks like it belongs to an Autobot or something.
No, it's the lights that they put on the helmets for the military and shit. They put on their gear. It's got a white light, your blue, your red, and then your infrared.
Does it have a strobe?
Yep. And it's got a beacon mode to it too.
Oh, no shit.
Well, I don't know if you know the same strobe I'm talking about. It's the one that tells the drones you're a good guy. Okay.
Yeah, that's when you put the IR light here and you point it upwards and you put it on the beacon mode, it's the same principle.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because they have their own, and it's weird. And I probably shouldn't even talk about that.
If you go to the Rescuer model here, this here is what that's for. You put that over the IR and it will deal with the drones.
Then maybe we do need to get us a couple of them.
No, you won't know what their light frequency is, basically.
Right.
That's what I was trying to get at, that I wasn't going to say anything about.
Well,
IR
is IR.
It's knowledge, though. Everybody knows that. That's how we can tell the good guys from the bad guys.
Just for the
Right.
record, it's 120 beats a minute. And then 50 if you're looking for a beacon. So
Nut house. Can you
yeah.
switch it to a black light mode before you
Well,
went
that's
on
what
the room?
that's what the
The
infrared
blue
is.
one? Oh, is it red? Oh, okay.
It's
I
got
thought
a
it was-
red, it's got a red, blue, and a white, and the infrared. All four.
Well, I definitely need one as many motels as we stay at.
Well, here's the thing. So you see the head there.
Yeah.
You see the IR there on the disc, the very top, right here,
Okay.
right here.
All right.
Yeah. Is that to turn it on and stuff?
That's what you do is you pull that out and rotate it, and it locks in place. So you have your red, your blue, your white, and then your IR where my cursor is.
You got to watch where you pull it out, though. You get in trouble some places.
What do you mean? It's not a laser.
Never mind.
I know what he was saying. But anyway, the on-off button is this disc in here, and if you double-click that, you get strobe. If you hold it down while you have the strobe on, you get a beacon mode, which is just flashing.
What?
then,
How many batteries does it take?
Just 2 AA.
Oh, okay. So it's not those weird ones where you have to have it.
No.
You charge it. Yeah. Okay.
You can put AA alkaline in here. You can put AA lithium. I tried it with my 14500s. I don't know how it would perform with that, but it worked. So yeah, that's a thing. And it will also take nickel metal hydride.
Good night, Sandy.
So there's
Have
that.
a good night.
Have a good evening.
I'm thinking about, like, if I were to use this on just one battery, if I could get a bolt that would jump the distance between one positive and one negative, to take up the space of one battery in here. I'll show you on my stream, but
Yeah, they do make those
what?
Inserts. Well, they used to make it for the D's
Well, they also have
that you could plug in C's, and then it would be the size of a D, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Anyway, they make the single battery version, which takes CR123, AA, and AAA. The cap here has a different size disc in it that allows it to take all three size different batteries, and it adjusts to that. But I figured this only gets 5 hours runtime on the max, where this AA version gets 10, and then on the lower settings can get 100 to 200 hours. So per set of batteries, go with the AA version or the 2 AA version. But again, I'll go over all this on my stream. Yeah.
I wonder if you was to hook all your flashlights all over your body, would you look like a disco ball?
No, I'd look like the light that would reflect off the disco ball, I'd be a walking Christmas tree.
I'm leaving that alone.
Shut up, Jeff.
Somebody was saying that is that going to be your EDC, everyday carry?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's going right on that medical kit that I got with the truck, because the one that, like I said, well, no, I don't know if I got around to it, but the one that I usually carry at work, the Lumen Top Tool 2.0, which was a single AA flashlight that I had reviewed a couple months ago, or about let's see. Yeah, it'd have to be about a year ago I did it. But
Depends on what type of hunting you doing, Nut House.
Yeah, technically that's against the
bat?
law.
What?
Technically.
Yeah.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
If you're blood tracking, that's different. But if you're spotlighting, yeah, that's illegal. But
And you're actually, well,
can I finish real quick here? So
no.
that other flashlight I was carrying at work ended up leaking a battery in my pocket, and it got so hot it almost burned my leg.
Oh, that stuff will burn you.
Yeah, and this was just a regular alkaline battery too.
Almost about like lighter fluid.
Oh yeah, I used to hate that.
Don't even go there. But yeah, that's why I got this here as a replacement for that.
Yeah, you just fill up your lighter and then
put in your pocket.
You're running around it and it's in your pocket and it decides to flip over in your pocket, and then all of a sudden ooh, what is that? Oh, it's lighter fluid burning your skin.
Never fill up your lighter fluid before you go to work early in the morning.
You got to let it sit at least 10 minutes before you leave.
Bullshit. Try about an hour, half a day.
Yeah.
I still have my little mini one.
I got one of them around here somewhere, and I even got the fluid for it too. Now, Bushcraft, I got a question for you. You don't smoke. What are you doing with a Zippo?
Well, I'm not going to throw it away.
Why do I have a Zippo? I don't smoke.
I've got, this is just one. It's just sitting there. I've got other ones, but I don't get rid of them or anything.
Zippo, the original
item too.
Well, Zippo, the original Bic lighters before Bic lighters came out.
I got mine right here on the desk.
Mine won't light because it's been sitting. It dried out a long time ago.
Oh yeah, so does mine. But I got I got the Zippo fluid right next to it, which is probably not good.
Now, do you put your flints up underneath your cotton when you had it?
I have mine in my fire kit in my bag, but yes.
Well, I know the flints back then. I take the flints out and put them up underneath the cotton right there.
Well,
yeah.
Okay. Can't stick my finger in there. There you go.
That's what she said.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have none under there.
Hell, it's easier to find the fluid than it is.
I can't smell it. Yeah. It's been empty for a long time. About 20 years.
It's drier than Hillary's pussy.
Damn. So, in other words, you don't have fruit flies no more.
Oh.
But I do have, Bic. I've got a whole pack of them too that
Yep.
I need to. Well, I do stuff to my lighters.
Oh.
Yeah. I put tools around them and wrap
I see.
Duct tape around it.
You've got you do the little miniature survival kit thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just got some stuff there with it.
I see.
Yeah, needles
you know the big old container I have. You have, the big old container I have with all the wicks and matches and crap.
Yeah.
The fireball waiting to happen, basically.
Yeah. Behave, you two.
Man, I walked outside last night with the flashlight. I did not think possums are as fast as what they were, but I walked out, hit the possum with a beam of light. That sucker was wide ass open.
Was he headed toward you?
Not, believe it or not, he was headed in the opposite direction.
Oh, okay.
If he was headed toward me, I was
going to say he's.
light.
I was going to say you put a light on him. Probably thought it was dinner time. Ooh, dinner time.
I see a possum running after me. I'm going to outrun the light.
Faster than the spitting bullet. It's Jeff.
You're damn near it.
The craziest thing I ever seen was, I learned to kick the burning barrel.
Oh no!
Do what now?
Well, back in the day, we used to burn our trash 101.
Yeah.
Oh.
And went and put trash in there and started up and heard an awful noise, and it was a possum that decided he wanted in my trash can or my burning barrel. And trying to get a hot possum out of a barrel is not easy. I had tipped that thing over because that's not a way to go, Even possums are awful, but you still don't want something to go out like that.
Grape Jam says barbecue possum.
Yeah. It was fine. He had a very bald butt, but he was fine.
So totally off topic here. I'm on the Streamlight website, which is the brand of that flashlight, and I clicked where to buy, and they gave me a list of where in my area. And one of the options here is Detroit Firearms Foundation, 3rd Street. Yeah, no, I'm not going there. That is that is the.
Was that bad area?
Red light district.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
So, in other words, you're going to see a bunch of little red lights walking up and down the road, huh?
Well, I guess that's why they have the red light option on the flashlight, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll stick with Amazon, thank you. I'll have that shit delivered, thank you.
Hey, wait a minute now. It depends on who's delivering it.
You don't want anything from here delivering to
So what you're saying is you're liable to get a hold of something penicillin won't take care of.
I'm allergic to penicillin, so I'd be fucked.
Literally.
Okay.
I will tell you something fun. If you got a burned barrel, put a bunch of aerosol cans in there and stand back and watch forth.
Yeah, every once in a while, the hairspray would get tossed in the wrong
Bag.
trash bag. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
what it sounds like a whistle to begin with. And if you know what that sound is from the time you hear it to the time you duck, the timing is so damn close.
Cheap fireworks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, me and a friend of mine was standing there talking, probably a couple of feet from one another, and we heard the whistle. And next thing we know, them aerosol can come right between us.
It's like on Christmas Vacation where the grandma or Aunt Edna is like, "What's that noise?" It's a tiny squeaking noise. You couldn't hear a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant. Oh, Lord.
Well, how did you used to put your holes in your 55 count drum?
Well,
12 gauge
yep.
slug.
Yeah.
Or
Or
38.
Even the bottom, because you have to put them in the bottom. You used a 22
Straight claw hammer. That's the only thing my daddy would give me. He wouldn't give me a gun at that age.
Rightfully so. It was funny. The other day at work, we're discussing like how do you get rid of stumps, right? And I'm like, well, we could go down to Dunham's and buy like 5 pounds of tannerite. And they're like, what's tannerite? Oh, that's just a compound explosive. They're like, you can buy explosives at Dunham's? They didn't know what it was.
We used to just have an old battery and drill holes in it and
pour the acid.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing, but to actually remove, I'm talking physically, not just to keep it from growing. But
and it depends what tree it is too, because there are different how they root out. There are some that root way out like this, and there's some that go straight down.
Now my son made me up a contraption. I'm not going to say what it was, but y'all get the idea. I was having a problem with a stump. I took what you call a butterfly bit and I drilled a hole kind of like on the side, but going down up underneath the ground with it.
Okay.
I lit a fuse and dropped that thing in there and ran like hell. The next thing I know, the stump was out of the ground.
I've seen the old ones where it had been chopped down a long time ago, and it just wasn't going anywhere. People did something and it made it fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about it was what my son made me wasn't much bigger than my thumb, in length, which hell is probably about 3 inches and probably about a ½ inch OD. Yeah, he filled it up, sealed it up, fused it, and that's all it took. Damn, that was fun too. My wife in there hooting and hollering and yelling. That was the best part about it though. Wait a minute, you can't burn leaves, Country Hummus Network? I hope you pronounced that right.
Well, there are burn bans where you can't burn anything.
Oh, we got a burn ban here in North Carolina right now. There's 10,000 acres that's on fire right now in the foothills.
Oh, we have a burn ban year round, but yet people still have bonfires.
Yeah. But I'm wanting to say 10,000 acres. I may be wrong on that, but it's pretty damn good size. And it's, like I said, at the foothills. And it's close to the Georgia, South Carolina.
Oh, city. Yeah. That's the way they are here. It used to, they say you can certain times now. You have to have a certain type of ring, and it has to be so deep and all kinds of. I never thought there was so much hoops you had to jump through just to have a fire in your backyard.
Susan D., have you seen Bigfoot get on her case about burning? Now that woman can start a fire with saturated wood.
She starts multiple fires. It's not like she doesn't just do one big one. No, it's like 3 or 4 in the backyard.
Well, now Susie D says, have you seen Lake have several burn piles going? Yeah, we have. And we've also seen Bigfoot get on to her about it too.
Well, that's like a first. I just got a notification that my video that I released yesterday or the day before just came out 30 minutes ago.
Oh,
On my other channel, Bushcrafty.
Really?
Yeah, not the one I actually put out today, but 2 days ago. I just got a notification said it just released 30 minutes ago. Yeah.
Grace, I have a fire going at least once or twice a week. Even the fire department is used to me having a fire, but I saturate the ground before I fire it up, or I'll wait till after a good rain shows up before I burn.
Well, it all depends what you're burning too. If you just
Mainly brush, that's about it.
Yeah. Well, there's people that, throw a bunch of paper and cardboard and that stuff goes flying.
Yeah.
that's me.
Or tires. They'll try burning tires during the day. That's what it gets.
I will.
Why would you burn them? Never mind.
Don't go there.
Not talking about this.
No, don't. But it's damn good knowledge to know when you're fishing.
What I'll do is I'll end up burning like the shit with sensitive information on it.
That's the first thing that gets caught on fire. Then everything else goes on top of it.
Mm-hmm. And then what I'll do is once the fire's died down, and everything's ash, what I'll do is I'll take
no kidding.
$2,500.
Can I talk, damn it?
No.
I was just reading chat.
Oh.
Yeah, it's something that you don't do.
Sorry. I'm
read chat.
I'll take a rake after it's done burning and that, and then I'll douse it with water. That way nobody can pick up the ash or anything and read any of the information.
Yeah, you'd be surprised at what you can get off of a burnt piece of paper.
Well, the thing is, the ink don't burn. The paper does, but the ink doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why I chop it up as best I can. Then I pour it out on the grass, and the lawnmower spreads it throughout my lawn.
Yeah, there you go, fertilizer.
Run it through a shredder and make firewood out of it. I don't know what it's called, but
yeah. You know how hard it is to find a place that doesn't have them too. HOA.
I will not live in an HOA community. Period.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, there was. I mean, it's out in the middle of nowhere, and I didn't think nothing of it. It was a good price for some land, and find out because there was an easement where there was a road in between two properties, and they said, "Well, before you put a gate on your side of it, you have to get it okayed by the HOA." I'm like, it's out in the middle of nowhere. Why would you have one out there? It's because there was a lake not too far from there, and they give that whole area for the HOA to make it better for the lake.
Well, you know what? The HOA can pound sand.
Nice.
And then I'll find out, you can't have pigs. And I said, well, if I wanted to have pigs, which would probably be a thing, because it's easy thing to raise for food.
Yeah.
And they didn't even allow goats. And I'm like, why? What's wrong with a goat? It's like it's a dog that eats your grass.
It's a dog that eats your grass.
That's pretty much what it is. They'll come to you and everything.
It's so true.
and
I've never heard anyone refer to a goat as that. I'm just gonna call them farm dogs from now on.
yeah, there you go. I mean, you call them, they'll come to you. Ask the vineyard chicks. They're just like a.
I've dealt with goats one time in my life, and that was up at my uncle's farm. But
How's and nuts? Oh.
Well, did you have issues with a Billy?
If I did, it was only one time.
I don't understand what you're getting at.
Well,
That's what they call a real goat.
they tend to be territorial, and they'll give you a little bump.
Oh yeah, they'll butt heads and yeah. Like there's this one goat. He'd throw himself at the wire fence, and that wire fence and eventually broke. He got out.
Now I saw a billy goat go up against a bull, and I mean they both head-butted one another, and they both went to the ground that quick. And you would think as hard as they butted one another, it killed them. Damn goat got up. It killed the bull. That goat killed the bull by headbutting him.
Damn.
Now, you can't tell me.
That takes Goat Simulator to another level.
Yeah, no kidding.
Do you know what that game is, Jeff?
I have
I thought you was
no
asking
idea
me.
what it is.
You're both talking at once. What, Jeff?
I have no idea what that is.
Oh. Bushcraft, do you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
See, y'all gamers. I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, even if you're not a gamer, you probably
might have heard of it.
Yeah.
It's a game where it's an open world kind of thing where you just go roam around, and there's everything from farmland to city to suburbs, and you're a goat and you go around headbutting shit, sticking your tongue out at things, and it's pretty funny. It's just a mess around kind of game. I think you'd like it, Jeff.
You say sticking your tongue out at things. I don't know.
There's a lot of puzzles and things that you could do, and it helps you take out your aggression on some things. So I'll put it that way.
Well, it's that time, guys, and Vineyard Chicks are live right now, and 101 will be live in 8 minutes. 6 minutes, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, 6.
7 minutes.
Okay, Mr. Technical.
So hopefully, if Jeff has power, he'll be here or
Wednesday.
there.
I'll
Wednesday,
be
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yeah. So we will see you there. I don't know about 101. It's hard to say when he goes live. So
Really?
He's almost as bad as a female.
Fuck you. Anyway. See you guys on my shit. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys over there.
Out.